Hello from Team Yat Dragon. This is 自師公 and of course Mak Josie on YouTube. So today we'll be talking about more in-depth stuff about our lineage and the magic we do. Now today's topic is going to be talking about the concept of how and like our relationship with this thing here. So just to answer the curious questions from a lot of our fans and subscribers asking me on private about what this thing is about. So before we go on talking more about the magic, the concept and stuff, let's talk about this and introduce our mega ultimate device, the altar. Wow. Okay, this is the altar. One thing to keep in mind, very, very important thing is we do not worship, pray, whatever to in a being or an entity, something like that, okay? Like there's no God, deity, whatever that we're doing this to, okay? We do not do that kind of stuff. In our lineage, Saam Law Sun Gung, again, okay? Cultivating Saam Law Sun Gung. When we are doing this, what we are doing with this is our mega power bank, workstation, your magic computer. It's like that, okay? It's sort of like this. Well, let's talk about the whole design or the whole concept of this, okay? By doing magic, okay, magic, no K, magic. By doing magic, you are using a lot of your, whatever they call that, spiritual power, non-physical power, whatever, okay, energy, non-physical energy, intentional, mental, spiritual, whatever energy that is not physical, energy that is not detectable by science right now, energy that cannot be worked with by using physical science, okay, like this. You can work with energy like the energy from a battery, from water, from the rain, whatever, because they are physical elements. There are many non-physical elements that you cannot use physical things to touch. And there are a lot of things like this in this world too. For example, the feeling of things. Yes, you can use physical things to create feelings for people. But the feeling, this little thing, feeling itself, is non-physical. You cannot generate feelings. You can use physical things to introduce new feelings to people. But you cannot really just use physical things to change people's feelings. You're introducing new feelings into them. Not to change, to introduce new things to affect them. Right. So there are a lot of things like that. Okay. Non-physical matters, non-physical energy. The kind of physical energy we are talking about, the non-physical energy that we are talking about here is beyond these feelings and stuff like that. We are talking about things like energy that you cannot even find physically in this world. But these energy exist and affect your everyday life. Very fun. Physical science cannot detect these things, but they're starting to detect more and more things like this. For example, when you think, intention or thought, brainwave, stuff like that, cannot be detected by physical science before, but later on they sort of, advance, and they start to get a lot of technology out to detect these brain waves, and more and more and more different types of energy are being detected and discovered every day by science. So who knows if one day science will be able to detect our whatever we call this magical power is. Okay, there's no scientific name for this energy that we're using, so we'll be using the word magic power. Okay, so every day we do work with this altar. Every day you come here, you wake up in the morning, go to the altar, you do your daily work. Okay, by doing daily work, such as burning incense. Okay, burn incense. You take incense, burn. Okay, you do not just take incense and go burn and then go, and then you go. No, okay, that's not how you do it. Incense is a medium, just like a brush is a medium for writing. Incense is a medium to transfer our energy from the body out to this, and then have this put into your incense pot and have it burn. While it burns, the action, the interaction or the reaction, okay, when it burns, it turns your energy that you have infused into the incense to unpack, and then this unpacked energy will be used to nourish and blend with this altar, becoming part of this altar, becoming the energy of this power bank. Daily work, okay? A lot of, not just incense, of course, okay? There's a lot of stuff to do. Now, by doing daily work with your altar, you are daily packing up energy of different types, different sorts of energy, packing it up, condensing it, pack it up and shove it into your altar. Over a period of time, by doing this cultivation daily, hard work, okay? Hard work, guys. Daily, very disciplinedly doing this, your altar grows. What grows? The power, the connection between the altar and you grows. Okay? How you can sense the altar, how the altar can sense you and be able to transmit stuff to you quick enough and efficiently, right? There's a lot of stuff to cultivate. But anyway, you see, the altar needs to be upkeep, cultivated, and whatever, okay? A lot of stuff to do. Daily work, lots of work. You put in energies. You put in your power, your magic power in there. And then what? And then monthly, or maybe bi-monthly, or maybe by surprise, you need to use the power you have input and compressed it or cultivated and use it for something else. For example, monthly, we will be drinking food. This is food. Let me show you. These bunch of yellow paper with whatever writings on top, these are the food. Okay? Food. You can say in English, maybe they translate it to talisman, something like that. Okay? Well, the word talisman is used, at least from my research, is that something that you wear around your neck or your body that will give you protection or lucky, whatever, charm, something like that. Okay? This is not just a talisman. Fu. It's a fu. Okay? These fu are not just a piece of writing. These fu are done with a very specific method. And they're not just written. They are charged with power. What I mean is, you take a brush, not just a brush, not this one, but okay, the smaller one. You take a brush and you dip the ink and such and you start drawing. While you're drawing, there are spells, there are other things that you have to do, things that you have to learn and know and such. A lot of stuff is inside. Not just writing and copying will work. There's a lot of work to put into a fu. After you're done writing, there are stamps. While you stamp, there are also spells to do and stuff like that to infuse more power. After the fu is done, you need to take the fu to the altar, okay, to activate, to convert, or to whatever, start the engine of the fu. So the fu will actually come alive. And after that, okay, during the process, you're also infusing a lot of elements into the fu and making the fu effective or come alive and become a real fu. And that is why a fu that is printed from the computer files will not work, because it's not the fu itself, the design, that makes it work. It's the person who is doing it and the tool that has been cultivated to do the work that make it work. So it's a lot of work to make a fu. Later on, I'll make a video showing you how I make these and how we have to activate it. It takes about 15 minutes of work just to activate the fu. Okay? Very serious. 15 minutes of work just to activate it when I'm doing it fast. When you're doing it slow, it takes even... Yeah, so you can imagine, right? But of course, there are small and big version of activation. So for our students or our disciples, usually they learn the small version first, and it takes like just a few minutes. But you know, when you advance in the system, you learn more. You can infuse more stuff into the fu. Not only the fu itself is packed with power, even the brush we use are all activated, charged up with different magic and stuff like that. So when you use it, that's what makes everything come together and happen. Okay, so every month, or maybe every once a while, whenever you feel the need to, you burn a certain type of fu that you will be writing. Burn it into a bowl, add water, and drink. Okay? Burn, and then add water. Okay? You charge it up with more symbols and stuff, and then you drink. By doing that repeatedly and disciplinedly, okay, you are building up your magic power base. You are non-stop accumulating more cultivated energy into yourself. And where does this energy come from? Well, the energy comes from when you're doing your daily work, you use your method that I will be teaching you, okay, as your disciple, okay? So I teach you the method. You can use the method, the spell and stuff to get energy from wherever that your ability can get into yourself, to the incense into the pot, and you store up the energy here. Now, just having more energy is not enough. You need the energy to condense, compress, to cultivate, to grow into a usable or stronger state. And then when you do your Fu activation, you pump all that cultivated energy into the Fu, and the Fu also will attune the energy to a certain state and to create a certain effect. When you drink the Fu water, it will give you that effect and actually do stuff for you. So your monthly stuff by drinking these things are like power drinks. They are not just to replenish, but they are also to help you develop and grow your magic power. Not only yourself needs this kind of cultivation to get your magic power up, but also your altar needs this kind of thing. Sometimes we also have to burn food into the pot and do other work, here and there, to also work with the altar more, to exercise the altar, and also to, do other things to make the altar stronger. You need more energy, and you need the energy to be stronger. You need to introduce new elements into the energy reservoir that you already have, to excite it, to hyper it, to make the energy developed into a new state, a upgraded, okay, level up the energy. Now that is what we are doing all the time. Daily cultivation, daily investment into the altar. Why do we spend a whole life cultivating this thing, okay, and going through a cycle like this? Cycle is always like this, okay? Daily work, always working to input stuff into the altar, and then later on you go in, push it into the food and whatever method, magic you're doing, and then consume it yourself, or you use that thing and pump it into other things. For example, you can pump it into a pen or a brush. Now the brush is charged up and activated as the new device, new tool you can use. Without the energy that you have cultivated yourself, there is nothing you can use for the magic. Or maybe they're just like very, very loosely held energy particles, whatever you call that, and they're weak. So it becomes very weak magic, okay? Weak magic power. There are a few style of magic out there in this world. Okay, a lot of them focus on quantity and not quality magic. Those practice or style, like the prayers type, a lot of people gather up massive prayers, like, wow, 200 people, 7,000 people, whatever. More people, the better. This kind of style. They gather up a lot of people, and then the leader will gather up your energy, spiritual energy. They gather up a lot of them, and then the leader will give the direction to what these energies should be used for and execute the magic. This is one style of magic. A lot of religious paths or magic occults or whatever, they will do this kind of thing. They will gather up a bunch of people. The more the better. The more powerful. This is how they think. So by using more to win over less, is actually one very natural way that people do things, right? So it's just like saying, like ants, okay? Ants cannot move this big object, so they get more people, the ants, a lot of ants, then they can move the whole chicken away, like that. Chicken. So a lot of things together, working as one, can create big power. So with energy, like intentions, thoughts, if a lot of people are wanting this to happen, wanting this, and then the leader has some kind of ability or magic method to gather up everything so he can direct the energy to one path and shoot it out. Now that's their magic. Our style of magic is different. Okay? We can do that, but we do not focus or emphasize on doing it that way. We is kind of like the modern style of how people fight a war. Not more, the better. We focus on elites. It's like that, okay? It's like having 500 million soldiers on the ground and we're going like that, okay? Or, like, our style is like this. We focus on 4 elites and we take over the whole country. It's like that, okay? It's kind of like that. So it's a different style of doing things. It's not like saying this is bad, this is good, whatever, but you can choose whatever you like, This is our style, okay? It's like we cook noodles this way, okay? We cook noodles. We do fried rice, Now, these people do burgers. They do hot dogs. These people do pizza, whatever, okay? It's just a style on the market that you can choose, right? So if you don't like our style, then, oh well, up to you. But then, this channel is my channel, so I'm just trying to show you or explain our style of magic and stuff like that. So, anyway, so that's our style. So we focus on quality, not quantity. Although having more quantity will be better, but it's not required, okay? So by cultivating daily at your altar and doing different kinds of work, we condense, compress, compact, strengthen, develop your energy, the spiritual energy, from a very loosely held form to a very strong, very developed form. Now this energy will be stored, not used, but stored, reserved here to grow more every day. Okay? Just having the ability to develop the energy is not enough. Being able to store up and then keep it here safely, learning how to protect your cultivated energy is actually part of your magic learning. There are a lot of people doing magic out there are stealing energy from other places to do their work. It's very easy to steal because these things are non-physical. They don't need to go to your house. They need maybe a picture, some information of you, and they can steal your energy. They can drain your life. I call these the energy vampires or energy suckers or whatever, leeches, something like that. They love sucking energy from all places. They're like the looters. They loot whatever altar, spiritual station they see. No matter it's like a temple, a church, or whatever. Okay, anything. They see this, they go and they want a part of it. They want some of it. They will suck it. So when you cultivate the altar right here, okay, when you do your daily cultivation with your altar, there will be looters from this world, from other worlds and such. And that is why we have different devices and defenses installed, embedded to the altar. to make sure that you can defend your altar from all these external looters or whatever you call them, this disturbance, the attacks, or whatever you call those. Okay, so yeah, your altar, it's good when you have lots of energy stored in it, but then it also means that your altar becomes a super piece of juicy meat in nowhere in here. Someone can take your photo and start sucking up your altar. Now you will say, okay, so I just hide my altar. Okay, no one's going to see it. I'm going to be safe. That's not true. Okay, your altar can be not seen and known by any physical human being, but there are non-physical beings, spiritual beings around. Your altar is not physical to human being, but in other dimensions, your altar appears to be very juicy because it's like the light, the energy of your altar is getting very strong. So in another dimension where the spiritual beings are, they look and will just see this bunch of fluffy, juicy, sweet ball of energy around. They will want to suck it because by doing that, it benefits them. It's like we can see some whatever energy elements out there and people want to take it home. It's natural. It's just kind of natural. And it's just like when people go to space and then they see some useful resources, they will want to take it home. Now, your altar is also useful resources for the spiritual beings, while it gets powerful and useful for you because you use it for spiritual purpose. So, in order to upkeep, you have different things on the altar to guard, to secure, or even to hide or block all these things. And that is why we have a lot of gears on the altar for different purposes. And also below, not sure if you can see it, below the table here, there's a bunch of fu. These fu, okay, taped on the table edge. And also there's two fu right there, okay, the green and the red fu, and also other things, okay. They are like your defenses, the device to keep your altar safe, you know, from all these external factors that can be annoying for your altar. While you cultivate, you want to be able to protect your own cultivated energies, right? So you have to have gears. If you have an altar with super minimal defenses, what happens is, okay, you can say you will hide your altar from all human beings. Fine. But what if the other beings that can see your altar's energy and you cannot see them? Then you'll be cultivating daily, but end up having not as much result because your things keep being stuck up. So being able to cultivate and have this new energy element stored up is a good thing. But there's also a great responsibility that comes with it, which is to be able to upkeep, protect, and to protect your own storage, your altar. So we call this altar, it's like our base, like a war base, you know, a base that always needs to be looked after, just like saying you have a bank account, you need different kind of security things to make sure no one's going to like hijack it, you know, someone's going to go in and steal your money and stuff like that. Okay, just make sure that's not going to happen. So there's a lot of things to do with the altar. This altar is super fun. It's more fun than playing a video game because that thing is live. And yes, you need to do work with it. It's not just like daily burn incense, that's fine. No, it's not going to happen. Okay? Burning incense daily with spells and stuff is just a very minimal amount of basic work. There are a lot of other things to do with the altar, which I will be showing you guys later on when we get into those. Now, just a demonstration. Even holding the incense, there are a lot of different ways. Now this is the typical incense type that we used. Okay, you have a sandalwood part, which is kind of brown to yellow. Okay, and then this part is red. Now this is the thing we use. There are other types of incense in different colors, and they can be used for different purposes. Just remember our concept of Sun Gung is that we focus on wisdom, okay, to break through things. So there are nothing that is impossible in our dictionary. Everything can be used if needed, but sometimes if it's not needed, then why bother, right? So, like if say black incense or red incense, can it work? Yeah, it can, but for different purposes, okay? For our most basic purposes, we stick with the most basic thing, the sandalwood incense with this color, okay? Now, there are two parts to it. This is, we call the bones, okay, the bones, right here, the red stick. Right here is the Hung Sun, the body. Hung is incense itself, okay, Cantonese. You burn from here, hold. When you hold here. Right at the spot where where the two parts separate. Okay, right here. Now with my left hand, I can hold it like so, and the right hand goes here. You can also hold it the other way, reverse, or there's also other ways with a short finger like this. Okay, like this kind of hand sign. There are also other ways to hold the incense, such as you can hold it with the thumb here, like this. Okay, you can also hold it with whatever. There's tons of ways to hold the incense, like this. You can also do it with the hand sign, like this. There's tons. Ooh, okay. Anyway, there are tons of methods to hold incense. The different ways to hold incense is to utilize the energy flow of how energy transmit from your brain and such to be attuned by your finger and hand to infuse to the incense. By doing different postures or hand signs or whatever to hold the incense, you can do different things. Some methods are used for internal work for yourself. Some methods are for outputting your energy to something else. Some incense holding style is to execute an action, okay, to create a happening. There's a lot of different style of holding incense, and combined with putting the incense in different places. For example, at the chest level, here, or even right there down the belly. And there's a lot of different ways to hold it. Different spots to hold your incense will create different results, which actually will be beneficial for different types of things that you're going to do. It's not a belief, because it's more like a system of magic works that you learn and use. By doing it properly, it's just like saying you're trying to learn how to eat with a chopstick, with a fork and knife properly. Well, you will say, can I use the chopstick like holding it like this and then just go, you know? Well, it works if you want to eat like that, but we don't eat like that, you know? You want to learn, we teach you the proper way to use chopstick, then now you can take the chopstick and eat properly. It makes your eating experience much better. Why bother fiddling around the wrong way when someone is there to teach you the right way, and because they have been doing this for a long, long time and did all their experiments and whatever stuff and find out the best way, and now they're teaching it to you, right? So why bother going the stupid way and bang around your head, you know, like that? So learn it the right way, and eventually, as you learn more, you build up your foundation and be able to execute magic yourself. Then you will slowly learn the details inside, like the chemistry, the mechanism inside. Why doing like this? Why doing like that? Why here and not there? Slowly, you will learn the details. But at first, you learn how to do, you know, look, copy, do. Okay, you can do it. Great, right? Just like how human beings learn. Very natural. The way we learn things is like this. when we're young, when we're a kid, kid, you look at your mother or father and they teach you how to do something. You follow, you copy, you do, right? And then when you, like for example, okay, how do you light a match? You try. Okay, you know nothing about this match. It's just a magical stick. And then you take a pencil, it doesn't work, right? You learn, you use, and you do. That's the first step. Second step is slowly you do more experiment and you learn to do variation of the same thing. And then, at last, when you grow up, your brain and foundation is more stable, is more developed. Then you're ready to accept and learn the very deep details, the knowledge of things, the mechanism, the chemistry, the science behind. And there goes the very complex brain-frying lessons. And they will explain every movement. Why this finger? Why that finger? Why this? And then after you learn all that stuff, you will be able to explain why the match will go like that and can make fire, right? That's a logical and natural way of how human learns. And so, this is also how we teach magic to our disciples. When you learn to do, follow, do, and then after a while you learn more variations, and when you can, okay, now you're ready to learn more about the details, the science behind, then we'll teach you a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, and then you gain more and more knowledge, and then you'll be able to put the whole thing together and understand why and why and why, and everything is explainable. Every movement is just like science, is explainable. Every movement has a theory behind. It's very cool. So this magic thing is super cool. It's like, okay, think about it, guys. I do flashlight, guns, and all that kind of reviews on my other channel, Chi Nature, right? You can see I'm not those psycho who just, do crazy things and believe some crazy things. If things don't work, it's not for me, okay? I'm very, very realistic kind of guy. If something doesn't work, I won't be using it myself and, doing this thing, okay? So this is my real primary career. You can see how cool this is. It's so cool because it's so practical and it's very scientific in a way. It's not like you can explain it with the Western science, but it's explainable. Everything is explainable. It's like a lot of cool things to explore and to use and such like that. It's very cool. It's way more cool than just, having a belief and think, oh, this is real, This is something you can do daily and then experience it and get to feel the energy and such like that. It's super cool. Now, this video, you learn that we have our altar, which is our ultimate machine or the power bank and all that stuff, your workstation, all the goodies here, okay? It's super important. This, in Chinese, we call this a tan, okay? T-A-A-N, tan, going down, tan. This is your tan, okay? Your tan. Your tan is a working operating station. Very, very important. Remember, this is your tan, okay? Now, combine the word magic, fat, and tan. Fat tan. This is a magic operating system. Fat tan. Okay, so basically, that should be it for this video. Kind of long. Again, as usual. So hope you guys like it. Remember to share the video out. Help me bring more subscribers, supporters. And of course, not to forget, if you want to learn, like for real, get into the lineage and learn, feel free to contact me by email. Send me an email, and you will be taken care of. We'll let you know like how to progress on and what you can learn, how you can learn, and such like that. I do teach these things, but they're not by like just not just you go on YouTube and watch these videos. These videos are for everyone to watch, but for disciples, those who really are learning under me and learning under my lineage, okay, they will be really taught by private, email contact, and we will make private videos for them, like separate videos, not these, okay? So you will be learning a lot of stuff on extras, not just these. But, these videos are fun for everyone to watch. And, of course, if you're those who want to, just sit there and listen to me talking, for 20 minutes and such, now this is where you go. Anyway, stay tuned for more videos. Remember to subscribe and like. Bye-bye!